Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday, July 2nd, 2021. Welcome to my post-market wrap-up. I really don't know where to start with this. Economic news, how about that? People, just sit down for a moment here. The U.S. manufacturing index from July, okay, it always lags a month, just came in at a 6-month low. Yet another abysmal piece of economic news. It doesn't stop. It does not stop. You know, while we're on the topic of a cratering economy, okay, that's what we have. An economy in free fall. I want to prove this to you in case you're a skeptic here. This is a chart of the money velocity, okay, going all the way back as, oh my goodness, 1959, 1960. Okay, this is where we are today, all right? We are at historic lows, a historic low with the money velocity. The money velocity is the rate at which cash moves through our economy. Well, you cannot, it's impossible, think about it logically, to have a booming economy or an economy that's even doing well without cash moving through it rapidly, okay? We're at historic lows. So when anyone tells you or tries to sell you the garbage that we are in an economic boom, we're doing fantastic and tremendous, whatever the word they might use, say nonsense. You can't have it. It's impossible to have without money velocity picking up. All right, so we are in an economic free fall with no end in sight, period, the end. Meanwhile, although the stock market did take a little hit today, we're really, a fraction under record highs. We just hit them recently, and we're going to hit more moving forward. It's an insane situation here. I don't know what else to tell you. I think you get it. If you're brand new here, welcome to the reality of where we're in. This is just unbelievable. Okay, with that said, I told all of you in my markets report this morning, pre-market, although stocks were slated for a higher open, I did not like the setup here. Was taking a hit. As a matter of fact, crude oil is like $71 a barrel now. Why? Okay, because our economy is cratering, and there is, well, so is China, despite some of the nonsense news that we're getting out of their propaganda, okay? And there is the prospect that demand might fall off of a cliff. Well, let me explain this to you. They will prop up crude oil. They will bomb a refinery. There'll be some kind of terrorist attack. Ships will get hit no matter what it is. Pipelines, doesn't matter. They're going to prop up crude. I told you all. Crude has no business being here whatsoever. Should be under $20 a barrel. We are still $71 a barrel. And without crude getting propped up, the market's going to take a hit. Did you see the 10-year yield today? For those of you that are following our 4 keys to the market, one of these keys being the 10-year yield, it's diving. The 10-year yield is diving because of fear. Cash making its way into the debt market. It's not going to stay there. It's not going to stay there because, again, once the market realizes, especially after we heard from, what's her name, Brainerd, Federal Reserve President Brainerd, explaining that the labor market is weak, the economy is not firing on all cylinders here, and the Federal Reserve might have to push off a rate hike. Duh! Really? We're going to push it off? Oh, when was it planned for? Can you tell me that? No, the Fed will not be hiking rates anytime soon. Look, let me show you again. Money velocity, record low, okay? Unfreaking believable. You think the Fed's going to back off? No. Their goal here is to inflate along with other central banks, people. You want another big clue as to our economic free fall? Look at the U.S. debt to GDP ratio. I mean, they are trying to twist your mind in every way possible. Our economy is done. It's been done. Actually, since the meltdown of '08, we've been on a heroin drip, propping up this stock market with hit after hit after hit of easy money, and that's going to keep coming. So again, like I always tell you, the disconnect between the market and the economy is going to continue here until it doesn't, and you all know when or what to look at. The 10-year yield spiking in an uncontrolled fashion. That's going to be the moment of reckoning, not the 10-year yield dropping here. And again, the volatility today, like I said, this market opened up to good. All the major indices were higher across the board, triple digit gain for the Dow. We reversed all that, finished negative for the Dow, negative for the S&P 500. NASDAQ finished about flat. Anyway, more bad economic news. Manufacturing index 6-month low. People, but I want you to think about this too. This market is so stupid right now. We've had, with regard to the S&P 500, 6 straight months of gains. With regard to the NASDAQ, 8 straight months of gains. You remember when everyone was telling you, oh, that's it, the tech sector is going to crash, it's all over? And I was like laughing. Well, yeah, it's a joke. Anyone calling for tops, anyone calling for crashes is an imbecile. Imbecile. They don't know what they're looking at. What are they doing? Looking at the stock market? No, they should be looking at the debt market, crude oil, number one. Number two, the dollar. Did you see the dollar today? After Brainerd's comments about more QE until infinity, pretty much, the dollar took a pretty big hit. Dollar reversed, did finish lower, but only fractionally lower. The big deal today, two big deals, was crude oil, okay, which will get bought up again, and that 10-year yield plunging like this. And what is the, look, let's talk about the whole darn yield curve, okay? I don't talk about the whole darn yield curve too often, but the whole darn yield curve is flattening out. What does that mean when the entire yield curve is flattening out? It's a very ominous economic sign or economic indicator. We are done. There's no economy. All we got is a fake, inflated, propped up by debt environment, and the Federal Reserve is nowhere close to being done. Reinflated housing bubble, reinflated stock market bubble, hyperinflating the debt bubble, the mother of them all. You know that. It's just the sickest freaking shit show, pardon my French, in the history of the world. But you all know that too. So what does it mean for you? What are you going to do? Am I sitting here telling you all this because I don't want you to do something? No, I do want you to do something. I want you to understand clearly the environment you're in. Money velocity, historic low, all the nonsense, fake news, propaganda, booming economy, we're doing great. Oh, come off it. They are really trying to screw with people's heads here. You can't be allowed to know the truth. You cannot be allowed to know the truth. And this information like this, right off the Fed's website, you know, it's all available to you. You're not supposed to know it's there. Okay, Federal Reserve's balance sheet, hyper ballooning, the debt in an epic. There's no words for the bubble in debt. It's beyond the hyper bubble, beyond a hyper bubble. And an economy in free fall with no end in sight. That means easy money's going to keep pouring in. It's incredible. You're turning on Bloomberg today, Fox Business, CNBC. It's all about inflation. People are struggling here. It's so out of control at the present moment. Really, everything is. And a moment of reckoning is coming. You all know that. And it's going to be absolutely, it's going to be quite a thing to live through. But in the meantime, you need to get yourself on the right side of all this, people. You know what I'm going to tell you. Bet against the debt. Become your own central bank. I know I sound like a broken record, but that means you got to hoard, in my opinion. Do your own research. Physical gold. More importantly, physical silver. Yes, crypto needs to be in your portfolio if you are so inclined. And you can deal with the wild swings in it. With regard to this market, people, look, every dip should be bought until that 10-year yield spikes. Visa today, one of my stock picks, took a big hit today. I think this is a screaming buying opportunity. Still remains above its 50-day moving average. I don't even care if it dips below its 50-day moving average. Still a buying opportunity here, in my opinion. So if you want to see my most recent stock picks, all of them, they're right on my website, traderschoice.net. I hope you take advantage of all this. Anyway, people, that's it. A lot of stuff I covered here with you today. I want you to honestly sit back and think about what you need to do if you haven't taken action yet against this freak show around us. It's too much. It absolutely is. Anyway, again, big shout out and thank you to those of you who decided to support my work. I really, really appreciate it. Consider yourself one of the elite, because believe it or not, very few people support my work when I ask them to do it, and that's okay. Whatever. I'm still your friend, and I want to help you out no matter what you do. But again, very special thank you to those who chose to support my work. All right. With that said, people, love you a lot. Please share the video. See you in the morning.